Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do the next video in my series of planning a photo shoot from start to finish. And today's video is going to be all about finding the right model for your photo shoot. So I'm just going to give you a quick update on how looking for the creative team is going for this particular shoot that I'm working on at the moment through the series. And I have hopefully managed to find a makeup artist and hairstylist that are interested. They're actually a couple of ladies that I work with quite often on my photo shoots, and we're kind of like a really great team, I feel. So I work with them quite a bit and I really trust them. I know they're reliable, so I've contacted them first off and they seem pretty keen, so we're looking good so far. Still haven't got a stylist, but I'm still doing a bit of research into that and who I would like to style the shoot, hopefully. But at the moment I'm at the stage where I really need to look at models for the particular date that we're looking at. So there's a few ways I like to try and find a model for my photo shoots, and I've gone into detail on this in previous videos before on how to find a model. And I generally like to work with models. They don't have to be super experienced, but I do like them to have a little bit of experience, because I do find that does take a bit of time on a shoot when you're shooting with new models, brand new models, and it does take a lot of extra time trying to get them to loosen up and get into their posing a little bit more easier. And I just generally like to either work with agency models or models that are new faces, or just girls that have had a little bit of modeling experience before. So in particular, I do like to first off look at modeling agency websites, and I like to go through the new faces section, because this is where they have all their models who are pretty new to the agency, and they do actually need a few more test shoots for their portfolio, a bit more work to show in their own portfolios because they're still new. And I find that these are generally the girls that the agency are more or less willing to let you shoot for the day, because a lot of the more experienced models do already have quite a bit for their portfolios, and they may not need it to be updated as regularly. So with that, I do like going through, and I usually have an idea of someone that I would like, or certain features that I'm looking to bring out using a particular model, but I don't have anyone set in stone in my head that I would want for a photo shoot, unless it's an actual, like a photo shoot that's been based around a particular model that I want to use. And I think there's a reason for this, that I don't do that, because I've found in previous circumstances where I have done that and I have really had my heart set on having one particular person or a model in particular for a shoot, and then they're not available, or they don't show up on the day, or just there's a lot of different things that can go wrong before a photo shoot is planned. And if you don't get the model that you want, it sort of takes away from the shoot in a way, and you sort of have that in the back of your head that, oh, I didn't get the model that I wanted for this shoot, so it's probably never going to be at that level that you wanted it to be at initially, which I've sort of steered away from that. I think, you know, certain features I will sort of have in my mind of what I'd like the model to have, but I try to be very open-minded when picking models. And you know, because things do change. Like I said, you might get a model locked in with an agency, and then a couple of weeks down the track you get an email from them saying that that model is no longer available, or a paid shoot came up, something maybe that was a little bit more important for them. So yeah, it's good to stay open-minded with that sort of thing, and just have in your mind that it might not be that particular model that you wanted there on the day. So after looking at the new faces on the agency website, I'll usually contact the agency directly via email. I don't generally call them, because a lot of the time modeling agencies are very busy, and if they had 500 photographers per day calling about test shoots, I don't think they'd really appreciate it, to be honest. So I usually like to contact them via email. Just write a quick email in terms of who I am and that I'm a fashion photographer. I'm looking to use a model for a test shoot, and I always make it very clear that it is a test shoot, it's not a paid shoot. And then I will attach the mood board and also a link to my work, so the agent can quickly look at my work if they need to and see that I'm like a legitimate person and I'm not just some stranger contacting them to use a model for the day. So that's generally how I would approach an agency. And I would also specify about new faces. influencers, because that would make them hopefully more eager to let me use a model for the day. If I'm not really keen on using an agency for a particular shoot or wanting to approach an agency, I would look through Instagram. There's a lot of unsigned models on Instagram who previously I've used, and they've been amazing. So I think looking through Instagram shouldn't be ruled out, because I know there's this whole thing about Instagram models and they're not really models and whatever. I don't really care. I think if someone's right for your shoot or someone would be great in your shoot, then why not approach them? So yeah, I'll go through maybe some influencers or models on Instagram and see if they'd be willing to do the shoot, and just contact them either via there or via an email address that they might have listed. Also, a good place to look for models, particularly in Australia, is a website called The Right Fit. And it's a website that I've used quite a few times before now, and you can find pretty much your whole creative team on there, which is great. And you can also post job ads or test shoot ads there, so you can allow people to apply for it, and then you can sort of go through the applicants and see who you think might be most suited, which I really love. I think it's a really great site, so I'd highly recommend doing that if you live in Australia. And then there's also other places like Model Mayhem, of course. Model Mayhem I've found to be not as legitimate as websites like the Right Fit, and you do get quite a few flaky models and things like that through there. I don't tend to use it much anymore, but I know people do still build their teams through that website, so it's an option there. And another way that I would find models generally is by looking through Facebook groups, or specific Facebook groups dedicated to models, photographers, creative teams basically. And I would either leave a post based on my shoot and what I'm doing and who I need for it. And if anyone was interested, can they contact me at my email address or comment below so I can, check out their profile. I'd also probably put in the post about sending some photos through, because a lot of people do reply to those posts and don't leave any photos or any sort of information about themselves, so you don't really know who you're shooting. I'd just ask them to send through a couple of things just in regards to that, and then I would make my decision based on that. And I would always generally like to have someone with a little bit of experience, and sometimes Facebook groups aren't the best option, but sometimes they still allow you to find the right person for your shoot. So and it's definitely something I would probably use, not as my first option, but something if I was really struggling to find the right model for my shoot, or I needed a more varied approach to it for finding the right model. So in contacting the model, I would just generally send the mood board through with some rough dates, let them know who else I've got so far for the creative team, and just let them know that it is a test shoot. Once again, it's not paid, and be upfront with them about anything in particular that is going to be going on with the shoot, maybe the location if you've figured that out by now. And yeah, just give them the information that they'd probably need to make their decision on whether they'd like to be a part of the shoot or not. I will go back to just quickly with finding the right model for your shoot. What sort of features are you looking for the model to have? And this doesn't have to be anything too specific, but maybe it might be something that you're looking at, having a model with freckles or big lips or really big eyes or a certain color hair, and then you can just sort of make decisions based around features more so than a particular look or a particular face that you necessarily want in your shoot. I think that makes it a little bit easier when finding a model, and you can be a little bit more open-minded in that sense. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope the information was useful for you guys. If you have any tips on how you like to find models for your photo shoots, feel free to put them in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!